Roberts Primary School, Green Turtle Key, Faith Walk Church of God Community Center, Cooperstown, Crossing Rocks Primary School, Crossing Rocks, Moores Island School, Moores Island, Soul Seeking Ministries, Moores Island. In Andres, Bowen Sound Pentecostal Ministries, Bowen Sound, Reverend Euthal Rogers Primary School, Deep Creek, Friendship Baptist Church, The Bluff, Cleora McKenzie Preschool, Long Bay Keys, Burnt Rock Primary School, Burnt Rock Mangrove Key, Mangrove Key High School in Mangrove Key, South Andres Multipurpose Gymnasium, Money Rock South Andres, Bamsey Training Center, Bark Community, Nicholstown Clara Evans Primary School in Nicholstown.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. PM Davis eyes solar solution to Abaco power woes. Two ministries working together to boost the orange economy on Grand Bahama. And a Royal Bahamas Defense Force member finds himself on the wrong side of the law in court.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
And welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, the government taking a proactive approach to rectify the ongoing power problems impacting the island of Abaco. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, traveled today to explore solar power opportunities available there. Our Leah Cooper reports live tonight from Marsh Harbor. Leah?
Good evening. We're here on the island of Abaco at what's going to be the country's first hybrid power plant, and it's a collaboration with Bahamas Power and Light, of course, and EA Energy. And tonight I'm joined by the CEO, Mr. Errol Farquharson. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
All right, and just tell us how game-changing this particular plant will be and how this will impact the residents of Abaco.
Well, as you mentioned, this will be the first microgrid project in the country. And what that means is that we have a combination of power supplies that will be put on the grid. First, we have 30 megawatts that will be generated by LNG gas engines. Then we have 15 megawatts that will be generated by solar panels. And we have 20 megawatt hours of battery capacity as well. And with that, that means that we will have a more reliable, a more efficient and effective way to supply power to the grid so that the folks will not be experiencing outages due to not enough power energy availability.
Right. And how confident are you that this particular power plant will be able to provide services for Abaco's growing population?
Well, as part of the development of this project, we always made provisions for growth. So we have already in our plans right now space that we're putting in for a fourth engine that will be able to be put in as the demand grows over time, as well as we have out of the 60 acres of land that we use for the solar plant, we've only used 45 so far. So we've still got 15 more acres that we can use to add additional solar panels for future growth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Farquharson. Well, it seems that there's a ray of hope for consumers here in Abaco. There has been mention of more affordable bills, correct? And this is set to be on stream in May of next year.
2027.
All right, there you have it. Reporting live from the first hybrid power plant here in Abaco. I'm Leah Cooper, sending it back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Leah. Meantime, a recent town hall meeting held by the Ministry of Culture gave local creatives an opportunity to share their concerns and feedback on Grand Bahama's role in the orange economy. Tonight in this report, the minister responsible shares how collaboration between culture and the Ministry for Grand Bahama is expected to transform the way forward. The good news, she says, the plans are already in the works. Here's our Matthew Modambaro with more details in this report.
Minister of Culture, Arts and Heritage, the Honorable Leslie Miller-Bryce, held an open dialogue between herself and creative locals alike on the potential vision for Grand Bahama's art scenery. The minister heralds the ongoing efforts of the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxley, and the strong collaboration between the two ministries to restore Grand Bahama's standing as a premier destination for entertainment, culture, and unforgettable experiences.
I would have had a lengthy meeting and drive around town with Minister Ginger Moxley. And I can tell you, you have a fantastic minister. Yes. Honestly, you do. The projects that she shared with me today completely blew my mind.
The cultural minister assures residents that one of the major projects in the pipeline may soon come to fruition, is one everyone should highly anticipate.
A lot of the gaps that is missing are projects that are coming on stream. One before the end of the year will do just what we are talking about in terms of more musicians. Because she is going to need more musicians to feature in these different locations that she is building and establishing. And so the buzz will begin.
Speaking with some of the artistic creators, they say the meeting left a sense of hope and encouragement for Grand Bahama, harnessing a positive potential for the island's arts sector.
I felt like we were heard, those of us in the room, but I guess I could speak for myself, but I felt heard. And I also just really appreciated the initiative in terms of being able to bring together so many members of the cultural community and help us not only meet them, but also meet each other.
I was very enthusiastic about what she's talking about. I feel encouraged.
And also expressing that she wants us to hold them accountable as she holds us accountable for taking beginning steps is important.
Through collaboration with the Ministry for Grand Bahama, the island's cultural and creative landscape is beginning to take shape through several initiatives like the Junkanoo Straw Vendor and Orange Economy Grants, Welcome Home events, and the Fishing Hole Cultural Village. Both ministers agree that this is all about strengthening culture, creating opportunities, and positioning Grand Bahama as the home of events and entertainment. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Switching gears now, an early morning encounter with police has taken a new turn, with a serving member of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force appearing before a Freeport magistrate today. The defendant, represented by attorney Paco Deal, entered mixed pleas as the details surrounding the case were laid out in court. Our Cheryl Dames tells us more in this report.
It was here on August 22nd at Ellis Lightfoot Avenue where police say an early morning pursuit came to a crashing end. Behind the wheel was 27-year-old Defense Force officer Kiran Roll, who is now before the courts facing 2 firearm charges and a separate drug possession charge. A man sworn to defend the country now has to defend himself. Kiran Roll appeared before Magistrate Olivia Blatch on Friday, August 28th, dressed in a navy blue hoodie and sweatpants. After the charges were read, Roll pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, with the alleged targets identified as certain members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. But on separate charges of possession of dangerous drugs, Roll pleaded guilty. The prosecution detailed that 2.5 grams of Indian hemp valued at $25 were found in 2 clear plastic Ziploc bags inside a cup holder. These charges stem from a police pursuit that began shortly before 4 a.m. on Beachway Drive. Police press release states Roll sped away from officers, discharged a firearm, and threw several objects from the vehicle he was in before crashing into a coconut tree on Ellis Lightfoot Avenue. Police reports further states that 115 rounds of live ammunition ammunition was recovered from Roll's vehicle, while a subsequent search near Sunrise Highway reportedly led to the discovery of a shotgun and several ski masks. The court was told that Roll has no prior convictions. His attorney, Paco Deal, indicated plans to apply for bail. Now, Roll is expected back here at the Magistrates Court on September 8th, 2026 for sentencing on the drug convictions. And as for the 2 firearm charges, those will proceed separately by voluntary bill of indictment, and the hearing is set for February 15th, 2027. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
3 persons are in police custody tonight following the discovery of a firearm magazine during an early morning operation in the Almond Road Pioneers Loop area. Shortly after 2 a.m. Tuesday, officers from the Anti-Gang and Firearms Investigation Task Force, assisted by the K-9 unit, executed a search warrant at an Almond Road residence. Police say a search uncovered a firearm magazine inside a suitcase in a bedroom. 2 men, ages 38 and 23, along with a 48-year-old woman were arrested. Investigations continue. In other news, they may look like ordinary candy, but police say cannabis-infused gummies are becoming an increasingly common concern, and young people are among those being affected. Officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force held a press conference at police headquarters to discuss their findings on the cannabis-infused edibles. Police say Bimini and Abaco are also under watch as they work to combat this growing and concerning trend. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has more.
Trolley is a candy brand many parents may recognize, but police say drug dealers are using them to sell cannabis-infused gummies. As these products reach young people, this inspector is urging parents to take a closer look at what their children bring home.
And with these weed influence ensued gummy bears, it's designed to trick individuals, especially, I guess, the parents, you could say, that these gummies just appear to be regular.
He says after children are being flagged for unusual behavior, drug testing and searches have led officers to cannabis-infused gummies. Butler notes that some of these products are packaged to resemble ordinary candy with misspelled wording and marijuana leaf graphics, making them easier to overlook if parents are not paying close attention.
This brand here, it's a common brand. If you take a closer look at it, you will notice the trolley spelling is spelled correctly. As compared to this brand here, the spelling is a little different. If you look here, it literally will let you know that there's some illegal content in it. It just comes down to the parents to pay close attention to what their kids are doing.
He explains that the active chemical in cannabis, tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, can be highly potent for some individuals. He says the cannabis-infused gummies are also turning up in areas where children and teens commonly gather.
They would traverse these some local shops. There are dealers standing on the outside of some of these shops. And the police now, especially our school resource officers, our mobile officers, they're paying close attention to these known areas to ensure that kids don't get their hand on these things. For those persons who are occupying these areas and are not a part of these particular companies, they are being run from those areas.
Police are taking a zero-tolerance approach with persons found in possession of these cannabis-infused products being arrested. He's urging parents to have open conversations with their children.
Talk to your kids. See where their head's at. Know their involvement. Know their friends. Get involved. After school programs, get involved. If your child's supposed to be home by a certain time, know what's going on with your children.
The Drug Enforcement Unit also confirms that arrests have already been made in Bimini in connection with the cannabis-infused gummies. Officials say a mother and her daughter were arrested weeks ago and allegedly found selling the gummies, while another suspect was also arrested after police allegedly found him in possession of several of the products. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
And still to come.
Pine Ridge Urban Renewal Camp equips kids for the new school year. We'll have the details of that, story, sports, and more when we come back.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. 1, 2, 3, what you gonna choose? Strawberry swirl, caramel too. Cookie dough bite, brownies protein. Oreo crunch, make the whole team scream. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Swirl it, twist it, taste that wave. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Cinnamon toast on a cool vanilla. Chocolate base and the flavor gets bigger. Sweet on sweet, yeah, that's the fun. Better get one, better run, run, run. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
Get ready to save big at Dell's Auto Home Center. August 28th and 29th, enjoy 20% off store-wide for 2 days only. Shop your favorites and save at the Gold Rock Complex on Crown Bahama Highway. Building materials are excluded.
Shape Your Crepe in the Raven Mall will be opened from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. this Sunday, August 30th. Catch the back-to-school special with buy one, get one free boba and so much more. Call them at 688-4273 for more back-to-school specials.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Pine Ridge Urban Renewal Summer Camp is wrapped up, with campers heading into the new school year with more than just fun memories. Minister for Grand Bahama and Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Ginger Moxie, organizers say the program provided children with interactive activities and lessons designed to prepare them both inside and outside of the classroom.
So it's the Pine Ridge Urban Renewal Summer Camp being held for 2.5 months. So according to former Senator Russell, we've been making history here. I'm so excited to see the young kids so involved, so many different interactive activities. We even had the University of Miami here doing, hurricane preparedness, where they prepared their own kits. And so I'm just excited to see what's been happening here and the love and support that comes from the Pine Ridge Urban Renewal team.
For the children of Pine Ridge, the summer camp may be over, but the lessons learned are expected to follow them into the new school year.
Every year, Urban Renewal, we have our camps in the different locations. And I just want to say, if you're living in the community of Pine Ridge, our doors, all of the urban centers, the doors are open. Bring your child out. Please bring them out. It takes a community to raise these children. From crocheting classes to tabletop etiquette. They did some mentorship. They had a little bit of music. They did drama classes. And, I believe all of the things they would have learned here, that they're ready to, go back to school to, share.
Now, one of the major activities for the Pine Ridge Camp also focused on hurricane preparedness with the University of Miami. With the weekend of events planned, St. Jude's Anglican Church in Smiths Point is making preparations as they are celebrating their 30th year on the church grounds. Rector Marie Roach Hepburn is glad to share this experience as she and a number of other respectable figures in the diocese will be honored.
When the church burnt in 1996, I think it was decided that they would put the building, they will place the building here in this present location so that, again, the people of Smiths Point will have a place to worship. Michael Eldon, he became bishop, and because he had promised to have a church here, he wanted to do this last thing before he demitted.
Members of the church are embracing this milestone as they have poured into the church over the years. The banquet will be held tonight to kick off the celebrations, followed by the opening of the Fletcher McIntosh Community Park on the former church grounds 3 p.m. Saturday, concluding with a pontifical mass at 4 Sunday afternoon.
The banquet will be honoring our rectors, starting with Canon Curtis Robinson, secondly, Father Stephen Grant, and thirdly, the Reverend Marie Roche Hepburn.
The entire park would be named the Fletcher Buddy McIntosh Community Park, where we can go out and sit down, meditate. We'll have swings and stuff donated at a later time, but that would be somewhere for us to meditate.
We salute our Facebook friend of the day, Orchid Parker. We hope you are having a beautiful day. And that is a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Listen, Marvin Johnson Jr., he's making waves in the pool, but he's taking on a higher calling at the University of Florida.
Awesome good news for Marvin. Well, don't go away. Sports is next right after the break.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Popeyes just turned up the heat. Introducing the new Bahama Heat Wings. Crispy, juicy wings paired with a bold, fiery hot sauce that hits with flavor first. Then the heat starts to build. Toss your wings in that bold Bahama spice sauce or dip them on the side. The choice is yours. So are you ready to handle the heat? Grab the new Bahama Heat Wings at Popeyes today. Available for a limited time only.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
It's your At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more. At Save More Drugs.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Made it to Friday, everybody, and I'm glad you decided to celebrate in the ZNS Total Sports Cave with yours truly, Shane Stubbs. Tonight, Marvin Johnson Jr. is proving he's more than just an athlete. The Florida Gator was recently elected to co-vice president of the Black Student Athlete Council, using his platform to make a difference both in and out of the pool.
My main goals are to reach out to the community as much as I possibly can. Also to have the largest amount of Black student athletes to come to the meetings this year. And that's my goals on that side of the front. Also to keep my grades up in school. Over 3.5 is the goal. And also in swimming to just represent not only the university and my teammates, but the Bahamas.
Of course, he's no stranger to outreach, having seen his mom, Karen Pender Johnson, make it her life all these years.
See my mom, who is the biggest community activist that I know, just reach out to so many people. And for me to be able to carry on that legacy in another country, out of university, is something that I will treasure for the rest of my life.
Meanwhile, there's no action like playoff action, and that's the energy the Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association is on as their best of 3 series playoffs kick off this evening at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Ladies fast pitch kicks things off with Girls Like Diamonds taking on the Sagoma Nailers. The corporate division will take center stage where the Celebration Key Cruisers take on the Customs Heavy Hitters. The co-ed division will take over as the Cooper's Destroyers and the Immigration Enforcers go head to head. And closing out the evening, you've got the Ira Boys taking on the Bullet and Company Hitmen in men's action. There's a full weekend of games starting at 6 p.m. nightly, so don't miss out. And last but certainly not least, Team Bahamas went on the road with a 10-man roster and had no issue taking down Uruguay 103-94. Every chamber was full for Shavano Buddy Hield, who went 6 for 11 from deep while torching the nets for 28 points. He also was huge on the glass with 7 boards. Backing him up was Dominic Bridgewater, who poured in 25 points and was a maestro, dishing out 9 dimes on the night. Fergal Miller Jr. was steady from the field, shooting 5 of 10 from the field while chipping in with 13 points. They'll welcome Panama to the Kendall Isaac Gymnasium on Monday evening as they continue this second round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers. And that's my time, everybody. But your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. See you next week. God spare.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Marco's Pizza, Marco's Pizza, summer never tasted so good.
Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal, 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza, summer never tasted so good.
Knowledge has the power to change the world, and every great journey begins with a single question. Welcome to Battle of the Brains, the competition that has inspired generations of young scholars to think bigger, dream higher, and compete with excellence. Representing their schools with pride are students from Mary Star, Tabernacle, Bishop Michael Eldon, St. George's, Jack Hayward, Seventh-day Adventist Academy, Sunland, and 8 Mile Rock, all ready to put their knowledge to the ultimate test. All from a love of science, mathematics, biology, chemistry, and physics. It's the Battle of the Brains, powered by Grand Bahama Power.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
History remembers the legends, but not the stories that shaped them.
Every Bahamian who were willing to listen and we're teaching them the tricks and tactics and techniques of catching red snapper.
And we had that hit out song called Living with Jesus on the Other Side was written by Al Gibson.
Living with Jesus
yeah.
This fall, uncover the truth behind the icons. A brand new season of Legends. The untold story comes to ZNS.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young person's lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflicts will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Corval Pipe Room. On the broadcast this Friday night, a celebration on Abaco as that island gets solar ready. When the bell rings, the schools will be ready. Officials tonight give the green light and the thumbs up that the nation's public schools are ready for opening day. And the Governor General tonight on getting ready for a visit from the King. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. And we are happy to have you with us this Friday evening. A major step to a more reliable and sustainable energy future for Abaco is taking shape. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis touring the energy hybrid power facility under construction on that island today. The project is expected to support a more resilient power system while advancing the government's push to expand and modernize the country's renewable energy infrastructure. Our Leah Cooper reports tonight from Abaco.
We're nearly 7 years since the devastating Hurricane Dorian barreled its way through the island of Abaco and Grand Bahama, leaving nothing but devastation in its path. And today, I am standing on what's going to be the country's first solar-powered power plant. And we had the opportunity to tour the facility with Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. Here's what he had to say.
So 7 years ago, we were telling this island what it had lost, and we saw the loss. Today, Abaco is showing the country what it is building, and I'm happy to say we're building bigger and stronger. And this is throughout the archipelago.
Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, spoke about the benefits for consumers.
This renewable energy project will assist in lowering electricity bills, expand electricity generating options for Abaco, and lessen our impact on climate change. With our partner, EA Energy, we are laser focused on completing this project and getting it up and running.
The CEO of EA Energy also spoke to the timeline of this particular project.
And we are on schedule to connect our solar plant facility to BPL's grid in November of this year, with the completion of the battery and engine power plants scheduled to be completed in May of 2027. So as you have seen today, the construction of this facility is well advanced. The solar panels are 100% completed, and the powerhouse building is approximately 25% completed. Our engines are due to be arriving on the site in November of this year, and our batteries will arrive in October.
The residents of Abaco will soon be able to look forward to some relief after what some may label as a very unbearable summer. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Leah, thank you. Well, it is down to the wire for schools across the country. In a matter of days, thousands of students are set to enter the classroom. Now, while there has been months of preparation with classroom upgrades, the repairs and in some cases replacement of equipment and some fixtures corrected, the question still remains, are schools ready? Today, the Minister of Education, along with his team, traveling to the Big Yard. And by all accounts, the stage is really set, as Lloyd Allen tells us, for Monday.
Education Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, speaking directly to teachers with a hands-on approach, providing all their needs, and all they need to do now is ask.
We're focused on all of the islands of the Bahamas. All of our children matter. Children of Andros matter to us. So we simply want to say thank you, and we want to wish you a great year. We have a great team.
The Education Minister's school tour in North Andros District, allowing principals and teachers to make their request known.
Most of the work has been completed. We are ready to go. There are some minor concerns that we're going to address.
I would need major assistance and resources in assisting them because they don't communicate as we would wish.
With a number of special needs learners across the country, education officials are also encouraging parents to bring their children in for testing. Around 67 special needs units are operational nationwide.
I enjoy teaching, first of all, and I am geared up.
Many principals also sharing what needs to be done ahead of the big day.
It would be great if we can get one more specialist just to assist us with our, day-to-day.
There would be minor details that needs to be completed, but we have a plan to assist our students.
Challenges, we're still having some construction going on, but the contractor has promised to me that he's going to be completed for Monday.
We do have some challenges, teachers, with the classroom sizes. Another concern would have been the bathrooms being physically in the classroom. We do have one space sharing multiple things where we have special ed is in my office, we have the guidance counselor in my office, because we do not have the space.
My biggest concern is the main road. Because my students, I have 2 compounds, and the students have to cross the road.
As it relates to that crossing issue for Fresh Creek Primary, now while there is a crossing here at the school, officials say they will continue to monitor the area in protection of their students. Reporting here from North Andros for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In a bid to ease inflation pressures on low-income families, the Davis administration's newly implemented $50 per student uniform assistance increase has sparked a wave in applications for assistance. LaDawn Davis reports.
A whopping 2,069 children have already benefited from the government's Uniform Assistance Program since the increase in the benefit was announced by Minister of Social Services Senator the Honorable Barbara Cartwright in July, and the numbers continue to climb. Just this past Wednesday, Social Services processed 200 uniform assistance requests. The surge in applications has also led to adjustments in staff shifts as the department works to clear the backlog and process applications as quickly as possible. Social Services Director Maxine Duncombe says some areas are seeing a particularly high demand for uniform assistance.
Those requests that we are getting out of Robinson Road is very high. And then Grand Bahama and the Northern Bahamas, they have their numbers as well. And Grand Bahama Freeport has the highest uniform assistance request, and that accounts for, in total, 789 cases coming out of Freeport alone, but the overall total for the island, for Grand Bahama, is 1,176.
In Abaco, 101 children received uniform assistance, 47 in Bimini, and 538 on the remaining family islands. Based on an initial assessment, Duncombe says they're paying close attention to the number of struggling fathers in search of assistance.
I think one particular area we have seen more single men as opposed to the single female. came in and made application, they had outnumbered the female.
Some $498,000 has been allocated for the Uniform Assistance Program in New Providence and the Family Islands. Of that amount, some $139,000 has already been spent. Grand Bahama, however, operates with a standalone budget for the program. The increase in assistance means preschoolers can now receive up to $170, primary school students as much as $200, while junior and senior high school students can receive up to $230. Father of two, Darren Johnson, did not apply for uniform assistance this year, but he says he applauds the Department of Social Services for helping parents who may be struggling to meet the cost of sending their children back to school.
It's really a good initiative, and it's a help to any parent or anyone that has children in school.
The newly minted Social Services Director says her team will continue to process applications so that every single child can have uniforms for the new school year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Well, as the September 1st date approaches for the launch of the One Tax Bahamas platform, Inland Revenue is reminding that the initial phase of the launch is centered on onboarding business license renewals, applications, as well as value-added tax payments. Communications and Training Manager Beaumont Todd adds that when it comes to non-business owners, registration for the One Tax Bahamas BIN number is still important.
If you are somebody who are a taxpayer in any regard, so you're looking to do business in some type, eventually you will be required for you to actually have a BIN. Presently, we are really focusing on business license and VAT because those are the first two modules that are going to be coming out inside of November of this year for persons to actually be utilizing in preparation for both the filing for those businesses for the new year as well as for the renewals.
As there are looming questions when new taxes are introduced, Todd says yes, but only for multi-million-dollar companies.
The only taxation that has recently come on board is what we call the DMTT, which is the domestic minimum top-up tax, but that is for multinational enterprise groups that make basically a revenue of 750 million euros, approximately about 820 million USD or Bahamian dollars. That doesn't affect every regular business. So there's no new taxes beyond that.
There is lots more to get to this Friday evening. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. Stay with us.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It starts with the school bell. Then comes the running, the noise, the mess, the whole crew coming over. It's the beautiful chaos of after school. But when hunger becomes one more thing to handle, you got this. Grab the KFC Back to School bucket. Get a free KFC fan while supplies last and scan your receipt for your chance to win a fully loaded KFC backpack. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
1, 2, 3, what you gonna choose? Strawberry swirl, caramel too. Cookie dough bite, brownie swirl dream. Oreo crunch, make the whole team scream. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Swirl it, twist it, taste that wave. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Cinnamon toast on a cool vanilla. Chocolate base and the flavor gets bigger. Sweet on sweet, yeah, that's the fun. Better get one, better run, run, run. Gotta be frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Adidas Mall at Marathon. Adidas, you got this.
And as we bring you back this Friday, there is a shot overlooking West Bay Street at Margaritaville in Joncadoo Beach. That shot came to us courtesy of drone pilot Isaac Roberts. Well, you may be among the hundreds of drivers either who got stuck or averted that huge traffic diversion on Carmichael and Bacardi roads all the way to Coral Harbor roundabout. While we're still awaiting confirmation from the police about what exactly occurred there, our news team saw at least 7 cars that were impacted by an alleged collision. Sources tell our news team that officers saw a male driver allegedly driving recklessly in the area and drove behind him. As a result, we were told the driver reportedly hit more than 7 vehicles. Reports reaching our newsroom state that some people sustained injuries from that incident and were taken to hospital. It's a story that we are continuing to follow. Members of the National Tripartite Council participating in a General Assembly workshop today that focused on issues impacting workers. The council also unveiled a number of recommendations to address those matters, as we hear this report tonight from our Fern Carey.
The issue of wage inequalities and recommendations to address them among the matters topping the agenda at the National Tripartite Council General Assembly workshop on Friday. Representatives from employers and workers' unions and the government participating in the one-day session also discussed other labor issues impacting workers. Council Chairman Sharon Martin revealed that the largest pay disparities in the country involves domestic workers and homemakers. She stressed that the matter needs to be urgently addressed, as equal pay for equal work and equal opportunities for equal talent are legal entitlements that underpin economic stability and social cohesion in the country.
The low pay earned by domestic workers has frequently been associated with the undervaluation of domestic work and the undervaluation of women's work in the home, and the perception that the work is low-skilled or performed by groups such as migrants or people with low levels of education. It's a perception.
And the council is also recommending that the government take a second look at minimum wage and that a wage-setting council be established for the benefit of workers across the country.
A body that sets policies that affect not just the gender gap, but counterfactual workers and their pay differences. Policies that look at the low pay among domestic workers, at weak labor market regulation, the high levels of informality, and weak bargaining power among those in the informal economy.
Minister of Labor, the Honourable Pierre Clover-Roll, said the recommendations proposed by the council will benefit workers.
I absolutely support their recommendation, and as I noted immediately, I will be taking that consideration to Cabinet for further discussion and to the Finance Committee. And I also support a wage-setting council so that we can have a standardized bureau, if you will, where the stakeholders are represented through the NTC, that we can continue to review wages in our country, provide salary reviews.
Meantime, Martin indicated that the council is continuing to explore legislative enhancements to further strengthen protections for workers nationwide. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
The Fiscal Responsibility Council is warning the government that it may need to cut its spending in order to meet its projected budget targets, as well as its much talked about nearly $300 million surplus. The council's latest report released this week on the government's 2026-2027 budget questions whether the government can achieve a surplus equal to 1.6% of the country's gross domestic product. The report adds that revenue fell off significantly in the last 9 remaining months of the previous fiscal year. The report proposes the government will need to raise at least $192 million surplus during the final quarter of this fiscal year if it wants to meet its goals. By comparison, the FRC points out that in the fourth quarter of the last fiscal year, government reported a $45.5 million surplus. Tonight, the Bahamas Power and Light Company is warning consumers about a phishing scheme circulating on social media. BPL says the circulation purports to offer customers a discount in their electricity bills. The company is tonight advising consumers to exercise caution when encountering social media posts, messages, links, or other online communications claiming to offer discounts or special reductions on their electricity bills. BPL urges its customers to avoid clicking suspicious links or providing personal account or payment information through unverified sources. Consumers, BPL says, can keep their accounts up to date using one of the company's authorized payment methods or contacting its 24-hour call center. The number there is 225-5275. Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cynthia Pratt is welcoming the announcement of King Charles III's official visit to the Bahamas this October, his first visit here since becoming head of state. As the King's representative in the Bahamas, the Governor General confirms preparations are now underway at Government House for what she describes as an historic occasion. The Governor General believes the visit represents an important milestone and reflects the historic bonds and mutual respect between the Bahamas and the United Kingdom. She also notes that the upcoming royal visit will provide an opportunity to showcase Bahamian culture, heritage, and hospitality while celebrating the country's place within the Commonwealth.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
From your first heartbeat.
Thank you, and the little guy's all set.
We've been here for you, by your side.
She's good.
Through every challenge, every milestone.
6 miles, hold it.
The house will be yours someday.
Every triumph.
Maybe hers.
Covering, protecting, securing.
The insurance covered everything?
Here since 1899. Always here. Kalina. Caring for you.
Big sandwich.
I really like the honey mustard sauce. And then like the crispy bacon on it as well.
Oh, it's pepper jack cheese.
I love the spice. I love the crunch.
I love the original sandwich, but just that simple addition of bacon was like over the top.
The chicken is really good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I rate this a 10 out of 10. I'd eat this again.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
The Bahamian spirit doesn't stop at our borders. It travels wherever our people go. Every Wednesday, Bahamian Footprints shines a spotlight on Bahamians who began their journey right here at home and are now making a difference around the world. Their accomplishments are our pride. Their stories are our inspiration. Bahamian Footprints proudly presented by Coca-Cola every Wednesday at 6 p.m. only on What's Trending.
This hurricane season, don't wait until a storm is on the way. The time to protect your most valuable assets is today.
Talk to us before it's too late. Don't wait till devastation is at your door. We can help you protect your home from all kinds of perils, including hurricanes.
In the event a storm is traveling, new policies cannot be issued until after the storm has passed. We're here to help you weather the storm with peace of mind.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
As Royston and Marlena both like to remind us, it is a Friday evening.
Bam.
But it's the Friday before back to school.
That is true.
So I want to say, by the way, Royston, my mom is a retired teacher. She said to tell you she likes the haircut.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Wanted
very
to point that out. Wanted to make sure we said that to you.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Corbell. Coming up tonight, we have a twofer for you tonight on this Entertainment Friday. I'll let Marlene explain what the twofer is.
That's right. We've got Mansa Campbell, so we've got our entertainment, and then we've also got the scoop on some back to school. The giveaways are still going.
Yes,
I know it's back on Monday, but we've still got a couple of opportunities this weekend, so stay tuned to find out. You might be getting some goodies.
Oh, yes.
All right. I hope you two have a great weekend. Stay with us. Access at 7:30. We've got some closing words right after this.
Marco's Pizza. Marco's Pizza. Some never tasted so good.
Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal, 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza. Summer never tasted so good.
Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Ding ding dong. Bang bang bang. Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Bing bang bing. Ding ding dong.
My 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Marcia Roberts at Palmdale Primary, she actually saw me as an educator, and I didn't see it. I actually wanted to be a journalist, and then law. And I said, I'm going to be this type of teacher if I do become a teacher. And almost 23 years later, I am now an educator. Every individual has been educated by an educator. That's who we are. We build citizens because we have a lot to do in producing the best citizens that our country needs. We're smart, and we get to actually impart our knowledge to children who need it and they're expecting it. Come into the profession. Trust me, education has evolved, it's multifaceted right now, and we are moving. We need your expertise. Come in, come give us some years, some good years that you have left into this noble profession.
And just before we leave you this Friday evening, we want to give you this programming note that be sure to join us on this Sunday for National Address on Education. That message will come from Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper. Tune into the ZNS Network this Sunday again at 8 p.m. Access Now next. Have a good weekend. I'll see you at 11.
Here is the Disaster Risk Management Authority's official 2026 emergency shelter listing for the Northwest Bahamas for Abaco, Andros, the Berry Islands, Bimini, Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, and New Providence. Grand Bahama, Bethany Baptist Church, Hannah Hill, Church of God of Prophecy, Seagrave, Central Zion Baptist, Pinedale, Church of God of Prophecy, Pinedale, Bethel Baptist Church, Pinedale, New Mount Olivet Baptist Church, Holmes' Rock, 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium, 8 Mile Rock, Holmes' Rock Junior High School in Holmes' Rock, the Foster B. Pestina Hall, Christ the King, Special Needs Shelter, East Atlantic Drive, Central Church of God, Call Road, First Baptist Church, Columbus Drive, Shiloh Seventh-day Adventist Church, Sandcombe Road, Evangeline Jervis Hurricane Shelter, Anita Doherty Drive, Beachway, and Gamber Drive, Revelation Apostolic International Church, Jobson Avenue, Calvary Temple Assembly of God, Clive Avenue, Bishop Michael Eldon School Auditorium, Anita Doherty Drive, formerly Beachway Drive. Church of God of Prophecy Community at Heart Tabernacle, reserved for Aftermath, Coral Road. Maurice Moore Primary School, Torcross Road and Sancombe Drive. St. George's High School Gymnasium, Sunset Way. History remembers the legends, but not the stories that shaped them.
Every Bahamian who were willing to listen, I was teaching them the tricks and tactics and techniques of catching red snapper.
And we had that hit-out song called Living with Jesus on the Other Side was written by Al Gibson.
Living with Jesus
yeah.
This fall, uncover the truth behind the icons. A brand new season of legends. The untold story comes to ZNS.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
You're watching Access Now on this Friday evening. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard with a look at what's on the lighter side of news tonight.
Absolutely, but first let's check in with our very own Diane Dorsett. What do you have for us, Diane? We're hearing some things.
Well, it's the weekend and so many people have been asking me about Hurricane Dolly, or what was Hurricane Dolly. So let's talk about Dolly.
All right.
Tropical storm Dolly weakened into an open tropical wave earlier today in the central Atlantic. That's it right here. With both wind shear and dry air, Dolly is having a difficult time strengthening. The National Hurricane Center expects Dolly to gradually weaken, lose its closed circulation, and degenerate into a trough of low pressure before reaching the Lesser Antilles. That's right here this weekend. While Dolly is not a major threat to the Bahamas, its moisture and remnants could bring heavy rain to the Leeward Islands late Saturday into Sunday, followed by possible impacts in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Hispaniola on Sunday into Monday as it moves westward, but we'll continue to monitor its movement and possible rainfall. Now, with the weakening of Dolly, I'm happy to report that tropical storm development is not expected during the next 7 days. And our satellite picture still shows pockets of cloudiness west of the northwest Bahamas due to a mid-level trough and some clouds over parts of the southeast Bahamas spreading into the central islands as the western moving tropical wave pushes through. Now, looking at our 3-day boating forecast in the northwest Bahamas and central tonight through Sunday, we're going to get southeast winds moving at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet, a high tide at 8:53 tonight, and again at 9:13 in the morning. In the southeast Bahamas, east to southeast winds moving at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet. Therefore, small craft operators, you know you must be cautious. Now, it's time now for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I see it.
your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much, Dan. We remain unscathed, fingers crossed.
Yeah, thank you. Don't jinx it, please.
Let me touch wood in that case. Meanwhile, we're taking a closer look at the impact of the Caribbean's first robotics and AI store launched here in the Bahamas this week.
And a new school year starts in just 2 days, and a fast food restaurant is pitching in to help students prepare.
Plus, the University of the Bahamas students getting some financial help from a local fraternity.
And in sports, Bahamas takes down Uruguay.
Oh, yeah. Toastmasters Club, meanwhile, 1600 in the back to school spirit. We'll tell you about their event this weekend.
That's right. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Stay with us.
You get an A when you shop the back-to-school specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Best value whole kernel corn, 15 ounces, 99 cents. Frito-Lay Bold or Classic Chips, 24 count, $16.49. Sweet Gala apples, 3 for $1.29. Sweet large navel oranges, 2 for $1.49. Boneless ribeye or strip steaks, $7.99 per pound. A great school year starts with the back-to-school savings at every Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Welcome back. As families make those final preparations for the new school year, one of the country's long-standing Toastmasters clubs is stepping outside of the meeting room and into the community.
Absolutely. The first Bahamas branch of Toastmasters International, Club 1600, is hosting the Neil Percenti Back to School Jamboree this Saturday, bringing its members together to support children and families as they prepare for the start of another academic year.
That's right. And joining us tonight is Toastmasters Club 1600 Vice President of Education, Daniel Douglas. Welcome to Access Now, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
It's so good to have you. Now, what inspired Toastmasters Club 1600 to host this Back to School Jamboree, and why is it so important, and what can the families who are coming expect on this Saturday?
Thank you. So it's something that was inspired by one of our members. He passed away about 15 years ago. His name is Toastmaster Neil Percenti, in collaboration with his brother, who supports us very heavily. He's been keeping this running for the last 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So under the leadership of our 62nd president, Toastmaster Zano Major, he's found it fit for us to do it yet again. We're going to come out there. We have bags and gifts and educational areas, farm areas, food, drink, bouncy castles, you name it. We have it out there. So it's everything you need. Hundreds of bags and packages for the kids, as well as the parents, as well as teachers who may be in the area and can pass through. So there's something for everyone.
What a meaningful way to continue that legacy. And so who's invited? What can they, when and where is this going to happen? And how many people are you expecting on Saturday?
That's a great question. So it's going to happen in the Union Village community that's just off of Wolf Road. So it's one straight road, but there's a small park on the left. Shouldn't be hard to find. Just follow the police band music. Follow the kids cheering, the screams, the excitement, the action. You can't miss it. The road will probably be blocked off anyway. You'll see the park, you'll see everything, and you just show up there. So it will be anybody in the community. We're expecting usually upwards of about 200 to 400 people, depending, kids and adults. There's something for everyone. There's drinks for kids and adults.
There you go.
Everything you need, so everyone should be catered to and should have a great day tomorrow, provided the weather holds up. And either way, we have tents and chairs, so we're going to have a good time regardless.
Love it.
That sounds great. There's something for everybody there.
Something for everyone.
And well worth the wait.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Now, Toastmasters, of course, is known for public speaking. It's known for its leadership engagement. Some people may not know it for its community outreach, and I want you to talk about that and how the community outreach aspect is part of the Toastmasters' wider mission.
Yes, so typically Toastmasters is an educational organization that specializes in communication and leadership training. So this year, one of our president's theme is leadership in motion. So we're moving the leadership and communication skills outside of those four walls and into the community. So we're going to have specifically a section called the Knowledge Pavilion, where we're going to take the kids through concepts of creativity and perseverance and finding your voice in unique and exciting ways that they could connect with, and just being able to bring that into community. Bringing in, we have dentists who will have presentation, doctors who will have presentations about health and oral hygiene, just to be able to educate them and bring that out of the walls into the community, right in the hands of the kids and the parents as well.
So impactful,
so really
just before
dynamic,
school.
yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Best of luck tomorrow, and of course, fingers crossed for the weather, that everything's going to stay together.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we'll be good. So it should be about 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. I don't think I mentioned that start time and finish time, so that's important. So
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
So you have a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
Don't miss it, but stay with us. Access Now is back right after this break.
Fuel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
So, I don't know if you remember, we were recently talking about some of those quintessential Bahamian foods. Well, a Bahamian graphic designer and artist has come up with a pretty creative take on that idea. It's a horoscope for all of the signs, but instead of the usual personality traits, each sign also gets matched with a Bahamian food or animal.
It's pretty cool. I've seen it, and I think it's such a creative way to play with some of the things that are Bahamian and uniquely Bahamian at that.
Oh, yeah.
I think for August 29th, yes, my birthday is officially tomorrow. I get the sugar apple, which is, I'm not mad about that at all. I think for you, which is May 29th, you got the canap.
Yes.
Which I heard someone on East Street say today was sugar in a shell.
Oh, that's cute. I'll take that.
Which is quite cool.
I can live with that. And I think that's the fun of it. You start looking at the foods and animals we grew up with a little differently, a little more creatively. Now, what would you have picked if you could choose to match yourself with?
Good question. If I could choose, I'm thinking of something, but I want to let it marinate for a little bit.
We'll play the
Can I get back
Jeopardy
to you at the end of the show for that one? Okay, that sounds good. Meanwhile, a new range of humanoid robots and AI-powered devices launched by Simplified Tech this week, being dubbed as a landmark moment for the Bahamas and the Caribbean, with the move preparing the region for the future. Our Amaya Moss takes a closer look tonight.
From lending support to the elderly, to assisting everyday people, to potentially responding in moments where seconds separates danger from survival, Simplified Tech's humanoid robots showed how robotics and artificial intelligence could one day become quiet partners in protecting and improving human life. Simplified Tech's founder and CEO, Robert Pantry, passionately explained the goal is to make these systems useful, practical, and capable of serving people where help is needed most.
We think quantum computing is going to make a big difference in terms of, for the robots and AI, in terms of what it can do. So that's one of the reasons why we think we want to get the Bahamas and the Caribbean to move along with this thing as it happened.
The AI founder also acknowledged that unfamiliar technology can sometimes be met with uncertainty, but he expressed hope that the architectural beauty can become stitched into the fabric of everyday life and achieve widespread market adoption.
The only issue why I said governments around the world would probably have to legislate it because most businesses, because they still compete. So, one business may not want to reduce a 4-day work week when his staff and his robots and his agents is working 5 days a week. But we think at some point in the future, not in the near future, but at some point, but businesses will see the gains and they will see the benefits of having a more well-rested employee base.
Simplifying Tech's AI and robotics store is designed to ensure this technology is accessible to individuals, businesses, and institutions in the Bahamas and across the Caribbean. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Thanks so much, Amaya. Well, it's going to be a busy weekend across the Bahamas as the countdown to the start of another year winds down, and corporate Bahamas has stepped in to help. For the 16th year, McDonald's is extending its reach beyond the Golden Arches, equipping students headed back to school with some of the tools necessary to function in the classroom through its long-standing partnership with St. Andrew's Presbyterian Kirk.
They can expect some nice brand new notebooks, rulers, pens, and a lovely backpack, as well as lunch. So those would be our gift cards that we also allow them to, get comped at our various restaurants. It could be a small fry, a free beverage, a sandwich, whatever it may be.
Pastor Jude Vilma for St. Andrews shares that he wanted this back-to-school event to be a little more personal, and they did just that.
In each bag, there may be a bookmark with a verse, for example, the Beatitudes, for example, John 3:16, or the Ten Commandments, and even some of them have handwritten notes to people like, God loves you, you are known, you are loved, do not be afraid, God is with you wherever you may go.
Kind words there. Meanwhile, a local fraternity continuing to do their part to give back. The Romu chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Inc. recently celebrating the chapter's Charter Day by helping empower members of the student body at the University of the Bahamas. How so, you may ask? Well, through the launch of the Quinton Lightbourne Digital Scholarship Award that saw 3 students receive brand new iPads to help support learning, research, creativity, and academic excellence. Also helping the students navigate in today's digital world. On hand for the presentation was, of course, former Senator and current Executive Director for the Caribbean at the Inter-American Bank, Quinton Lightbourne, as well as University of the Bahamas President Dr. Robert Blaine III.
Great opportunity there. Stay with us. You're watching Access Now.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. Only Lutheran, we've helped 122 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $3 million in approved funding, the SPDC is strengthening Lutheran's economy by investing in its leading sectors: tourism, food and beverage, and agriculture. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SPDC, Bahamas.
You're looking at the South Beach Canal in southern New Providence. That shot courtesy of our former drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Your Access Now Sports Report is next.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Noel, stopping sports for the Bahamas men's national basketball team. They would start off this window of the FIBA America World Cup qualifiers in a hostile environment, taking on Uruguay on their home floor, and the 2-4-2 would certainly not disappoint to the tape. Opening quarter, the Bahamas running the break. Buddy Hield would find Nato Bridgewater in transition. Shades of 90s Michael Jordan. He would switch hands in midair to finish this tough two to put the Bahamas up. Bridgewater with 25 points on the night. Still first quarter, Bridgewater two-man game with Kai Jones. He would throw up the lob, and well, you know the rest. Jones finishing the game with 10 points. The assist, one of Bridgewater's 9 dimes on the night. Just under 2:30 to go in the first quarter, Garvin Clark Jr. finding Franco Miller in the corner for this trifecta. He had 13 points for the game. Second quarter action, Buddy Hield playing the passing lanes would pick this one off and find Bridgewater again for the easy 2. The Bahamas up 6. Still second quarter, Franco Miller would find a rolling Jerron. Keno Burrows and the elder statesman of the team would turn back the hands of time with this top up and under finish. Keno, the top scorer off the bench with 9 points. The Bahamas up by 12, and they would lead by 9 at the half. Third quarter action, the Bahamas clinging to a 6-point lead, but Buddy Buckets, who was feeling it all night, pulls this one from the parking lot to put the Bahamas back up by 9. Winding moments of the third, Buddy saying, "This is why I'm number 15 all-time in the NBA history in threes made." Tween into the hezzy pull to put the Bahamas up 7. But of course, the home country not going down without a fight, making it a one-possession game late in the fourth. but every time Uruguay would make a run, enter in Buddy buckets with this timely triple here, proving to be the silencer to the pro-Uruguay crowd. He with a team-high 28 points on the night, including 6 triples that would help the Bombers escape with the 103-94 win. The pivotal victory sets Bombers' record at 3-4 with a major home showdown against Panama on the horizon, set for Monday, August 31st at the Kendall G. Lysak Gymnasium. Tip-off slated for 8:10 p.m. And from the court to the mat, after months of deliberation and work behind the scenes, it is official. The Bombers set to host the Carifta Artistic Gymnastics Championships this November at the Kendall G. Lysak Gymnasium. The event will run from November 13th through the 15th. This is the first time the event will be held in the 242. The Bombers will welcome athletes and delegates from 8 Caribbean nations, including Belize, Trinidad and Tobago, the Cayman Islands, Aruba, Antigua, Barbuda, Jamaica, Bermuda, as well as Barbados. Their arrival will bring together some of the Caribbean's most promising gymnasts, coaches, and officials while highlighting the continued growth and development of gymnastics throughout the Caribbean. Now, Bahamian gymnasts have made their presence felt from the very beginning of the Carifta Gymnastics Series at the inaugural championships in Jamaica in 2024. Team Bombers finished 3rd overall with 22 medals. In 2025, the team returned to the podium in Trinidad and Tobago, again placing 3rd overall while doubling its medal haul with an impressive 44 medals. And another landmark signing with Guyana set to host the Carifta Track and Field Championships next year for the first time. The government officials recently put pen to paper and hosted a tour of their facilities as a part of an initial preparation for the major regional event. Among the delegation would be NACAC President Mike Sands, who had this to say.
I'm not sure the inner workings of it, but all I can say is how pleased I was to get the response, to get the information that President Ali has agreed to host the games in 2027. And again, Barbados will do it in 2028. And that came through the CARICOM. So for us, that is a major, major relief. And it also tells me and tells us that the immediate future of the games is in good hands.
And that's been your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
And things are lining up for an excellent weekend indeed. Thanks so much, Amajal. It's time now for your Entertainment Friday. I want you to meet trumpet player Mansa Campbell.
Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's good to have you. Take us behind the artist Mansa Campbell. Who is Mansa Campbell?
Mansa Campbell is a passionate person when it comes to the arts, especially this instrument. I've been playing it since I was a child.
Wow.
And I grew up in a family of musicians, so it was, you know, I was bound.
Inevitable.
Yeah, easy.
Legacy, there you go.
I have to ask though, even though music may have been inevitable, why the trumpet? And what is it about it that's so special that drew you to it?
So, 2 things. Well, my dad would pick me up from kindergarten, and he would be playing big band music. It was strong, Cab Calloway, that kind of thing. And then in the same hour, like Bob Marley, you know, with all the horns and stuff like that. And then just family, you know, my cousin Ronald Campbell Sr., who was, you know, inspector and leader of the police band. And just seeing those, like my family do it, I was like, I could do it too, you know. It's just a love of the instrument.
Now, the instrument itself, the trumpet, is boundless in terms of directions you can go. What genre is your preference? What genre can we expect from you as an artist?
Well, I know a lot of people expect jazz. I do that. R&B, hip-hop.
Yeah.
Just music. That's the goal, and this is the vehicle that I choose to, you know,
and there's
express that.
Blending going on, I think we were saying. Okay.
It's like using genres as seasonings.
Yes.
I love it. What can we expect to hear tonight?
Just the 2 of us.
It's a good one.
Just, you know, something that, you know, everybody knows, you know, that tune that, you know, everybody grew up on, and just sprinkle some, you know, some trumpets.
Little razzle-dazzle. Yeah, I love it. Now, I believe you have people accompanying you tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about who's here with you?
We have Cyril Thompson on piano. He's incredibly gifted. And then we have Christophe DeVoe on bass.
All right. Well, can't wait to hear it. And I'm not gonna hold us up any longer. Let's now enjoy this performance from trumpet player Mansa Campbell.
absolutely incredible. That is the vibiest Friday entertainment I've had in a long time.
I did not want that to end.
I think I want an encore.
Yeah.
A little bit more, because the riffing was just absolutely
magical.
Incredible.
Magical.
Incredible.
Snaps.
Thank you so much to Manson Campbell. Of course, you can check them out at the Essence Band at the John Baptiste Jazz Club. I'm not sure how often they're playing, but you can find out.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us here on Access Now on this Friday entertainment evening.
Just be sure to stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant.
Good night, everybody. Be safe.
Have a great weekend. Have a great birthday. All right. Maybe I'll let you win this one because it's your birthday.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. It is always a beautiful thing to be in the land of the living and be here with you as we break down another week. I'm so grateful, man. We had great conversations this week, really being able to talk about a great deal of things that's happening nationally. And one of the things I wanted to highlight today specifically is this appetite that exists in the country, this appetite for being able to step into ownership. I know that in the campaign trail, there was a lot of conversations surrounding this sort of a concept as to the appetite for the Bahamian people to own something. And we had significant conversations prior to the campaign and prior to the election with the now minister and the then minister of Housing, Keith Bell, Minister Keith Bell, and being able to do that. So we're looking to have more conversations with him as it relates to land reform and home ownership, rent to own, so forth and so on. But we wanted to get a different perspective. We wanted to get a local perspective. We wanted to find out more about home ownership, land ownership, those steps that you can take to identify how you can do those particular things, whether you're here in the city of Nassau or whether you're out in the Family Islands. How do we amalgamate? How do we calibrate? How do we prepare our minds to step into that position? Joining me for a great conversation today is realtor and expert in his area, none other than Philip Williams. Mr. Williams, thank you so much, my brother, for being able to be here with us. It is a wonderful thing to have you. Introduce yourself, let persons know who you are and what you do.
It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Thank you, my brother.
It's quite a surprise to be here.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good surprise.
But thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
But my name is Philip Williams. I'm a realtor with H.G. Christie Real Estate. I've been practicing real estate for more than 2 decades.
Really?
Yeah. So it's been a great experience.
Right here in the city of Nassau?
Right here in the city of Nassau.
Really?
Yeah, really. It's like I said, it's been a great experience. And one of the things about being in real estate, when you operate in a space that you love, it doesn't feel like work. It's just something that you do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just been great. Thank God.
Tell me about that. Over the past 2 decades, let's call it 2020. Over the past 2 decades, a lot has changed in real estate. I believe that the appetite continues to be able to rise, but the population rises also. There is this sentiment that ain't no more room in Nassau. There's no more property available. The property is exorbitant. They're so expensive. What are you seeing on the ground, and what has been a trend over the years that you'd like to be able to kind of highlight?
Well, over the years, real estate has been scarce. You know, when I first started out in real estate, you know, people kind of took it for granted that, hey, this is going to be always going to be there for me. And I have like it's been like a running joke with myself and amongst my colleagues. People have the impression that, especially in the Family Islands, that, you know, people have this thing that they're gonna retire to the Family Islands, and everybody is under the impression that a beachfront property is still going to be $10,000, right? Yeah, no, yeah, $10,000.
Which island this is?
Look, I don't know which island it is.
$10,000?
But
wow.
You know, people call, yeah, I'm ready to retire. I want a piece of property in Lutra and Exuma. I got $10,000, $15,000 I want to spend. I want to be on the beach. So
you can get a broom closet for that.
Listen. It's you know, but the reality is that the market is changing. Real estate is even more and more scarce. So I encourage everybody to, man, just jump in now. Even if you just started a job, if you're a seasoned professional, if you haven't gotten a piece of real estate or thinking about doing it, man, it's almost too late.
Talk to me about this now. I keep telling people, I'm from the Family Islands. You know, people think I'm shouting out my place all the time, but I'm from 8 Mile Rock. And, you know, we have a certain setup in the Family Islands where there may be generational property, where there may be this sort of a space where there's communal property and persons live on. And in the Family Islands, you come here to Nassau, you come to this kind of a structure and formality, right? And you come to, I mean, a tremendous amount of, we get to be able to pay for that. But there's a lot of persons, whether from Abaco, whether from the other Family Islands, whether from Grand Bahama, over the past decade that has moved here to the city of Nassau.
Right.
All right? So now you got property home, you can live home, but ain't no money making home.
Yeah.
So you got to come here in Nassau. What have you seen? What is the trend that persons are doing as it relates to moving into the city of Nassau, who still want to be able to see, you know, I have a small family, I have a young family, I want to find some place to stay, I want some things to do. What have you seen people do, whether that's for the sake of survival or preparing themselves for ownership when coming into this space?
Okay, that's a loaded question. The advice I give people, especially young professionals or young persons first starting out, is the first thing you need to do is go to your banker, right? Go to your banker, see what it is you qualify for, right? That'll be the first step. And once you have established that, then you come to me. But what I find is people come to me and say, hey, I want to buy this property, I want to buy that property, let's go and take a look. And I'd be like, no, slow your roll. Have you been qualified? Do you know how much you can borrow? You know, most people says no. So you really got to tell them hold on, because they'll.
So they just want you, let's ride out to the property.
Let's ride.
I know when I look at your website, This is $80,000.
Yeah.
I know I don't have that, but I call on you anyhow. Say, come, let's go check it out.
Yeah, that's what they do.
People do that?
That's man all the time.
They're hoping to God that you say, well, you know, you look like a good, decent man.
Yeah.
Give me 40 and take it.
Man, listen. I believe they hoping they can find somebody in the bush, right?
What they expected? Oh my God!
But no, I tell them, man, look, you got to get pre-qualified.
Yeah.
So you know how the Bible says, before you build a house, you got to know what it is it's going to cost. You got to know the cost. So I tell them, look, you got to get qualified. Once you get qualified, you tell me what your bank says, and once they say that. Once they tell you, then you come back to me and say, hey, I've been qualified for $100,000, I've been qualified for $200,000. And for persons who don't qualify for $200,000 or not even $100,000, I say, look, if you've been qualified for around $50,000, this is what to do. Let's shop in the Family Islands for a starter piece of property. You buy something for maybe $15,000, maybe $20,000. It won't be on the beach, mind you, right? It won't be on the beach, but what it does, it gives you that start. It gives you it gives you that opportunity to go to the bank, get a piece of property, pay on it.
So you build relationships.
Build relationships, build your credit, right? And then you can use that property
as collateral.
For when you're making more money, and you can use that against another purchase.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So buying a $15,000 piece of property, $10,000 piece of property in the Family Islands to identify it. Then you got your papers, you pay this off. You can present them and say, I have collateral, and hope to God the zoning change and the property increase.
Yeah, but let me tell you, what happens is that property is increasing value so quickly. Let's say if it was 2 years ago and you came to me and say, man, look, I feel like I got $10,000 or I got $15,000. I can only afford a piece of property in Exuma, maybe in Bahama Sound, and you see what happened in Exuma, right? Things took off. That $10,000 investment is now worth $30,000, $40,000. Yeah, no, it happens. And then now you have some serious collateral. You have $40,000 in collateral, and you can turn around and collateralize a $100,000 loan or $150,000 loan. Right?
So you find a lot of people doing that, coming in, because this is good advice, by the way. Get yourself a little small piece of property and being able to do that, and then make your way into a bigger something 2-3 years down the road.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, that's the advice I try to give my clients. But
you make it, you structure it as though they ain't listening to what you say.
No, a lot ain't listening, but
they ain't listening to what you say.
But guess what? There are a few who take my advice, and for those few, man, hats off. They're making some real strides. So I would advise, So, but people under the sound of my voice, if you're not qualified for a whole lot, start out with a little and let that little grow for you. Right, it's going to grow, and the time goes by quickly, and property increases in value quickly.
So would you advise those people who know they ain't got the $80,000, know that they don't have these particular things, they want to see a piece of property, how do we provide consultancy? Do you consult with them? Do you have this kind of a conversation with them? Is there a cost associated with it? Because people need to know. We don't get a lot of this education for the wider population who wants to move towards ownership. There's not a lot of persons that's actually speaking about, hey, listen, how do you own this? How do I get this? No one's giving you these steps. So how do you have that kind of a conversation if persons are interested to being able to take that step?
Yeah, man, listen, I mean, that's what we do. You just pick up the phone, give me a call, and yeah, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to give them advice. And that's what we do, because I want to guide somebody from, not having anything or not having real estate to one day owning a piece of this Bahamian pie.
I like it. All right, let's take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. When we get back, we can dive into just a little bit more to prepare you to get a piece of the rock. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Every great journey begins in the classroom. Long before we become doctors or entrepreneurs or engineers or teachers ourselves, someone believed in us. They saw something in us before we saw it in ourselves. Our children deserve teachers who will inspire them, challenge them, and help them discover who they can become. If you've ever wanted to make a difference, this is your moment.
Here is the Disaster Risk Management Authority's official 2026 emergency shelter listing for the Southeast Bahamas for Acklins, Crooked Island, Great Inagua, and Mayaguana. Crooked Island, Church of God of Prophecy, Cripple Hill, and Landrell Point Community Center, Landrell Point. In Inagua, St. Philip's Anglican Community Center, Matthewtown, and in Mayaguana, the Mayaguana Comprehensive School in Pirateswell, and Betsy Bay Community Center in Betsy Bay.
And we are back on this beautiful Friday evening. I hope you're good out there and you're preparing yourself to make some good moves. Now, I wanted to kind of, punctuate this week with this sort of a conversation with you that speaks with clarity to a level of ownership that all of us are interested in being able to step into. I know all the political campaign slogans and everything are done with, but we're still looking forward to the quote-unquote progress. And I know that that has been on the agenda of so many persons. Very quietly, in your own lives, you need to make these steps. There's a great deal of persons out there who've been renting for a very long time, who have been putting $1,000 a month to be able to get your 2-bedroom apartment and live in what you perceive to be a quiet area. You've probably been doing that for 10 years. $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, $120,000 in the past decade you've been paying. And never once have you taken the time out to kind of look back and say, hey, listen, wow, I could have owned. I could have been an owner in this area. I could have been an owner in that area. Today, we're having a very good conversation with none other than Mr. Philip Williams, and he's telling us about ownership. And he's been doing this for the past 20 years, 2 decades and some, and really been able to tell us about land ownership and home ownership. If you're just being able to tune in, you recognize that not only you have this dream that Jesus would talk to Philip in his ear and say, just give them the property. You hope to God that Jesus, you didn't fast and pray all day. You need to stop. You go on there and hope to God you can get this property for $10,000 on the beach. In Exuma, you need to stop. Philip, it's very good to have you. Talk to us about that. There is a lot of ideas out there. There is a lot of ideas out there. And there is what I believe to be, you could tell me, there is an appetite for ownership. When we start to look at what we have, when we start to look at, as we get older, some persons in their 40s, some persons in their 50s. Now, this was cool. When we was in our 20s, this was cool. We had independence, we had opportunity, we could do what we want. Nobody, your mother say, don't do that. And you don't turn no key in this house and you don't pay no bill. So now you pay your own bills, you turn your own key, but you still don't have ownership. With maturity, a lot of persons are trying to figure out a path to ownership. Is there a path that exists for, like the former administration would say, young professionals? Is there a path that exists for those persons who are just working class? how do we find ourselves on this path to own something in this Bahama land?
Yeah, there is a path to ownership. The first thing I would advise my clients to do, or someone who just pick up the phone and give me a call, is really to find out what you're qualified for, right? Well, first you're gonna need a job, right?
You need a job.
You need a job.
Jesus.
You need a job.
We didn't put that on the list yet.
Yeah, you need a job, right? And then if you don't have a job, have a good business that's making money, right? And one thing I want to advise persons. I used to be, I had a small business. And if you have a business and that's the only source of income, every time you make money, before you spend it, deposit it, right? Because that's the only way to track your income, okay? And those deposits, you can take to a loan officer and say...
So if somebody give me $700 to pay for something, I give them the invoice. Take the $700 and deposit it.
Deposit it. Deposit it, and then you can deposit it.
Don't just go and pay payroll. Don't just go and pay BPL. Deposit the $700 first.
Deposit it first.
So you can be able to track a record to be able to identify what you would have done. Guys, it's good information we get. Go ahead.
Exactly, and then you could just deposit it and take it off, and then what that does, it creates a record. So every time, man, you get your ASU draw. Someone give you some money for just for giving money's sake. You deposit in the bank and take it off.
But people just do this?
Yeah.
Give you money for giving money's sake?
It's my birthday today. You might have an uncle who might have given you.
That's a good uncle.
You might have given a number or something like that.
Okay, good.
Deposit it.
Deposit it.
Deposit it.
No matter what you get, if you have a small business, deposit it.
Deposit it. And you'll be surprised, like over the years or over the months, you would see that, hey, those deposits, they really add up. And then you could take that and say, when you go to a loan officer, have a conversation. This is what I made for the month. This is what I made for the year. And that's all a part of your qualification, right? And like I said, I advise persons to get qualified. Once they get qualified, then they could come and have that conversation about owning real estate. Okay, so that'll be the first step. And once they have that number, they give me a call and say, hey, I've just been qualified for 10,000, 15, 20, 30, whatever it is.
If I'm in the city of Nassau, realistically, I worked to Atlantis. This is my second year there. I now qualify for being able to go to the bank. I am making about $35,000 a year. I don't have, I'm not married, I don't have any kids, or I'm the same person working for the government of the Bahamas. It's the second year. I'm not married, I don't have any kids. Can I qualify? Well, I know the bank would say that, but in the event that I qualify, what options are available for ownership of property or housing here in Nassau?
Now that's
that little piece of money you didn't breathe hard. Jesus, I can't find you nothing. So you gonna have to.
There are opportunities. There are opportunities. There not a lot of opportunities, but there are opportunities. There's a lot of bank repossessions. There's a lot of property that's being repossessed. There's a lot of low-end properties. When I say low-end, you'll find a piece for $80,000, $90,000 where you could, build a small house.
Fix up on.
Yeah, or you could build a house or build an apartment. But there are opportunities. I wouldn't say that there are no opportunities, but they're out there. You just have to make yourself ready for when they present themselves. You just got to be ready. Don't wait until it's time for an opportunity. But you have to kind of be ahead of the game. Go and make yourself.
You got to keep searching it out.
Yeah, no, you got to be prepared.
And what about saving? We didn't talk about that. A lot of persons are in this kind of a position where you may be qualified, but you don't have nothing in the bank. There's no consideration for what we got to pay the lawyers, what we got to pay outside of that. Talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely, you have to have savings. You absolutely have to have savings because like you said, it ain't cheap, and not giving it away. Even when you go for a bank loan, they want to make sure that you have some monies in the bank. Actually, some of them ask for a certain percentage of the property. They don't want to see you. They want that.
What's that percent? 10%?
At least 10%.
At least 10%.
Some may work with 5, but you'd have to have at least 10%. Nobody's going to sell you property.
You got to have
no money down.
At least if you got $80,000 piece of property, you got to have $8,000 in the bank. $100,000 piece of property, you got to have $10,000 in the bank. So you got to have your 10% set aside.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So you know, you got to be prepared. You got to save, and you got to be ready for when that deal comes. People think that real estate just sits and wait. No, man. This industry moves at the speed of light. Something will be here today, and that'll be gone today. I missed out on a listing. By a few hours, you know, it moves fast. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready.
What's this concept of under construction, under contract?
Oh, under contract means that exactly what it says. It's under contract.
So I got to give you some money down for you to be able to set that aside for me?
No. Once it's under contract, that means it's already gone. Somebody has already put it under contract. Yeah. So that's already gone.
Is that like a placeholder in the industry?
Yeah.
Or is this a step towards ownership or completion?
No, okay. There's certain levels of, there's a certain process you go through for purchasing real estate. First, you'll have to have
the qualifications.
Well, first, let's say if a person is qualified already, then they'll make an offer on the property, and once the offer is accepted, and then the attorney draws up the contract, and once they sign it, then it's considered under contract. So that's what that contract.
So when do we get to a completion?
When all the monies are paid.
Oh.
Yeah, once the money is paid.
And how long is this contractual position available? Is it 30 days?
Man, listen.
If you don't complete your payment in 30 days, do you put it back to the market?
Let me put it like this. In the Bahamas, you know, just you got to remember, things take a while, right? Deals, they could take from anywhere from 30 to 90 to 100 days. I've been working personally on a deal for over a year, and
it ain't closed yet.
It ain't closed yet. So, but it is like that though. It could be like that.
Yeah.
Some things move quick, some things move slow. But yeah, you just gotta.
I can give you this opportunity. Let persons know how they can be able to reach you and talk about to be able to get some consultancy, to be able to identify some stuff, and know how to take those steps towards real ownership. Talk to me about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just pick up the phone. Give me a call. Like I said, my name is Philip Williams. You can call me at 1-242-467-6697. That's my personal number. I keep that right on my side.
To be able to talk about that now, Philip, like I said to you, has been doing this for the past 20 years. And if you're interested about this, I know that we're going to have more conversations about this because you want to hear about these stuff. You want to hear about whether or not there's any value to the piece of property that you got in the Family Islands. So avoid being able to spend this $15,000. And now you could be able to identify the collateral that you want. Who knows? We're going to find all these particular things. We want to have further conversations with the Ministry of Housing and Land Reform to find out more of those particular things. But Philip, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to be here with us this evening, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
It's very good. I thought this was a very good conversation, just to sort of wet your whistle and to quell your appetite to be able to move towards ownership. That's important. All right, guys, stick and stay. When we get back, we're going to dive into a deeper conversation about what's happening nationally right after this.
Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program is a very beneficial program to the boys because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around. We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different. There are more times that every child is not academic. They're also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children. We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. It is a Friday evening. Bim. Warm and easy. Selector, grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here just to be able to wet your whistle and give you a little bit more of what we enjoy doing in this particular space. I wanted to be able to introduce and invite one of my friends to be able to come on and have a conversation. You know him oh so well. He's been doing this for a very long time. He's always been able to give us a clear, precise and concise position as to what's happening from a national perspective, and always being able to do so with conviction. I'm always grateful that he's here with me, always grateful for the opportunity. None other than Adrian Francis. He is a political analyst and talk show host right here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas of The Future. The Future. Adrian Francis is here with us, my brother. It is so wonderful to have you here with me. Talk to me.
Thank you so much, man.
Introduce yourself, let people know.
Listen, man, everybody, welcome.
What's happening?
Welcome to The Future. I only come into the present to make sure Howard is okay.
I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you.
I only come this way to make sure you're okay.
I appreciate you, my brother.
I live down the street, man. I only come into your street to make sure there's no crime.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Talk to me. There's no crime.
Now, you and I love to have good conversations about what's happening. A lot of things have been happening around the country. And one of the things that actually came to the forefront beyond the murders, what seems to be relentless, one of the other things that's continuing to be able to happen is this political conversation. Just today, we would have been able to hear the leader of the opposition take on a strong position, being able to speak on one of the local radio stations about this sort of an idea as to whether or not the timing of what we would have heard from former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. Hubert Alexander Ingram.
Yes.
Let's be clear about that. You got to put the Alex on his name with respect. Praise Jesus.
Conqueror.
So just talk to me about this sort of an idea that exists. We would have heard from the Prime Minister over the past several days after they would have been able to celebrate 34 years of victory that has happened in 1992. And in the midst of that, we know that Ingram and his transparency and his desire to be able to talk about, former Prime Minister Ingram, and his transparency and desire to be able to talk about where he sees the country going, and more specifically where he sees the Free National Movement, has released information that they have to find a leader that could win for you. Well, that number's heavy. He said to the caucus, and all those persons came back to be able to break bread and celebrate this sort of a memorial of being able to identify this time, right? And he says, Isaacs was a good man. Cecil was a good man. But they had to find a leader that could win for them. It is time for you, and I surmise it, to find a leader that can win for you. In the room was the current leader of the Free National Movement. Talk to me, Adrian.
I thought it was terribly unfortunate the way that unmasked itself. But whenever something is unmasked, it tells you what's behind the mask all along. Whenever something is finally unmasked, it tells you. I don't believe Hubert Ingram ever bought Michael Pintard. I believe he still believes he owned the F&M. Michael Pintard never owned the F&M. That's why he couldn't win no election. The challenge with political ownership, Brave Davis, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis owns the PLP. When Christie was in charge of the Progressive Party, he owned it. He could dictate its direction, its vision, and also its following.
That's the structure of the organization, though.
That's organizational structure.
The organizational structure would always tell you, and I'll never forget when my mother ran in 2007, when we was out there in 8 Mile, it was the 8 Mile constituencies at the time. This one woman was swinging this flag. One leader, that thing stick in my spirit. The PLP recognizes one leader at a time.
At a time.
One leader at a time.
The difficulty with the Free National Movement is the Free National Movement is different with the PLP. You know who next in the PLP. Except this is probably the only time in the PLP's history that there's a clouded understanding of who really may be next because no one is sure. That is no one is sure on who is next in the PLP. But the FNM always came together as a scrub group to almost take down the PLP. That's the only reason why they come together. Last minute, they will grab somebody from here, grab someone from there, and try to put something together. Michael Pintard was the last man standing because after Dr. Hubert Minnis was so humiliated, calling an election before time, Michael Pintard was the last man standing based on being elected in the House of Assembly. Who else were you going to elect? Crazy wasn't there at the time. They ended up with Michael Pintard. He wasn't a Jewish Shenandoah Cartwright.
Crazy was there?
No, Crazy was not there. Crazy became elected after Michael became leader.
Oh, yes. Yes, he was the last man standing.
I don't mix this thing up, man.
Yes. Adrian was there.
Adrian was there, but he was in court.
Yes.
He had more problems. Shenandoah was there.
Adrian was there.
But Shenandoah had more problems than Adrian.
Yes.
Shenandoah had more problems than Adrian Gibson. Don't forget.
Yes, because the beaches and parks.
Beaches and park issue.
Yes.
Aaron was there. Are you going to choose Aaron? No. And so they had no. Michael Pintard was the best they had until.
Hold on, you just dismiss Aaron. You dismiss Aaron too quick.
Yeah, no.
Aaron is a good friend. You need to stop.
No, he is my good friend.
Okay. Good.
Anytime you're going to jump over the port into the fire, he's still my good friend.
Okay, praise God.
So, but the reality is Michael was the best they had then, and I still believe he's the best they got now, based on all that they have. Now,
but that is not the sentiments of the former Prime Minister.
It does not have to be the sentiment of the former Prime Minister. That's why he's former. The challenge is sometimes when you are...
Yeah, but you and I, from an external standpoint, see him as former.
When you are retired...
Them MCM still see him as present.
Yeah, because he, in essence, will not go away.
Oh, Jesus.
He needs to go away so that the FNM, in my humble opinion, could find some direction.
Adrian, you and I sit in this capacity in various positions for years.
Yes.
On radio, on TV, and over the past 5 years specifically, we would have been having a conversation to say to the FNM, rid yourself of the albatross of yesteryear and prepare yourself for the future.
I love the word the future.
Okay, then talk to me.
Listen, man. Mr. Ingram will not go away. And the reason why he will not go away, because he still have heavy stakes within the framework on who becomes the leader of the FNL. Mr. Ingram made sure that Hubert Minnis would go away. He also made sure that he came. And so Michael Pintard is realizing who or whatever you lean on, God will always move. You don't lean on people who have to eventually, the same folks who put you where you are today. Tomorrow, they just may take you away.
I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt.
We are in a situation where you have to understand how leadership work. The word ship attached to leadership is an appellative. It means to become synonymous with something. Whatever you become synonymous with, that promotes you. If we talk in leadership, leaders emerge. The question is, where do they emerge from? Leaders emerge out of crises. They fix problems. Most leaders who don't fix problems cause problems.
What problem has Michael Pintard fixed?
The inability to harness a quality following. That's a challenge.
Hold on. I said, what problem has he fixed?
Oh, he ain't fixing that. That's the problem.
You highlight the problem. I said, what will he fix?
I think Michael Pintard ended up being leader in the Free National Movement when the truth is he never really had the independent, consolidated following and commitment from too many.
And one thing you left out, I personally believe the autonomy to make the decisions, to be able to see the organization move forward. I'm going to be honest, as we have this conversation, I believe that this is one of the issues that former Prime Minister Minnis, Hubert Alexander Minnis, would have had as it relates to the autonomy. His pursuit for the autonomy, his detachment of the former leadership, his really being able to turn his back on them and being able to become excommunicated from that particular space to stand strong on his autonomy has become his downfall internally.
The difference between Dr. Minnis and Michael Pintard, though. Dr. Minnis had money. Whenever you're in opposition, you need money to carry you through the dark days. Michael didn't have that. Even going through the election, you can tell he had financial ineptness. And so you know how, first of all, in this election, he couldn't compete financially. And then he did not have the backing per se.
But the organizational structure should not have to depend on the finances or the wherewithal of one man, leader or not.
It's not a matter of whether you depend on it. When you're in opposition, you need somebody who could at least carry you through a little bit, who have some money.
Is this why Rick Fox was able to rise to the occasion and find himself nestled in a position in the Senate?
Definitely. You'll find that. Remember the golden rule. He who has the goal
makes the rules.
They make the rules. Rick Fox, my dear friend, I believe that he is overshadowed by the fact that people saw an element of Rick Fox that they thought was an imbalanced person who they thought was off his. Rick is way smarter than that. And I believe.
But perception has become the reality in this space.
No, not this case.
No, but he didn't win. So the perception override the reality.
FNM did not win. This was a battle of the brands. That's what this was. This is not a battle of Rick Fox. It's a battle of the brands. What are the brands? When we go to Bay Street, we don't mention whether Roots didn't win. It was the battle of the brands. Saxon versus Valley Boys. It's a brand thing. Rick Fox is just a component in the brand.
He's just a cog.
It's the FNM versus the PLP.
Yeah.
The brand won. Mm-hmm. So when Rick Fox decided that he's going to join one brand versus the other brand, you be generic conflict to Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, sir. What's he doing?
That's the brand.
Yeah.
People that buy brands.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to wear a cheap suit, you would buy a ring for 10 cents, you love jewelry not worth a dime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rick Fox chose a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fortunately for him, he could have afforded the brand that he had. Other places ran for the FNM. They couldn't compete with Rick Fox.
Some of them didn't even get their money back.
Thanks for coming.
That's it.
And so you got to understand, man, that Rick Fox, just like Lincoln Deal or Andre Rollins or Barnard Ellis or I even can call it a couple of them, but ain't nobody can do it. They could have even been in the race. But the bottom line is you're talking leadership. What Ingram is alluding to is, I came from the outside.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. Let's take this quick commercial break. We're going to talk about this sort of whether or not history is repeating itself. Let me get back right after this.
Learn how to take small things, brothers and sisters, and manage it until your promotion. You got to learn how to manage your struggle. You got to learn how to manage your disappointment. You got to learn how to manage your frustration. Are you hearing me in the Holy Ghost? You got to learn how to contain some stuff. You got to manage your tongue.
Watch us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
Well, what about me? What about you? What? Well, I thirsty too, you know. You want to see all the water out there? Well, why you don't give me your water, and then you go try and drink that salt water? You crazy, eh? I ain't the one talking to a dog, you know. Ain't nobody can drink salt water. Then why you won't give it to me? All dogs need fresh, cool water and sufficient shelter from the sun all year round, especially on the beach and during the hot summer months.
Summers are very hot here in the Bahamas, so please make sure all pets have ample, cool, fresh water in proper containers and sufficient shelter from the sun, even on the beach. And make sure all dog houses and kennels have proper ventilation. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is that parking lot? You ain't even know where to park? Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park in, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? Well, I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, brothers. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big bro, and he got a sticker inside to say this mother, we gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't, we can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate.
Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, good, beautiful Friday evening, having a very provocative conversation with you about the positions that exist in these particular spaces. I know you like to talk a little bit about politics. I am a proponent that political time is over, but we're still seeing this spill into the general populace. So we want to be able to talk about that and find out whether or not we're on a path to see, and we could solidify the democracy that exists in this country. That's all this is. That's looking for the balance that exists in the opposition, looking for the balance to be able to present itself, and people being able to have a viable option to say, okay, that this is what we can look at, and this is where the strength exists. I'm sitting here and speaking with none other than Adrian Francis, who's a political analyst and talk show host right here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas of the show The Future. Adrian, when we left off, you started to talk about this sort of an idea about whether or not history will repeat itself. In 1982, the PLP would have found victory in 1987. The Free National Movement took on this kind of position to indicate that they robbed us, they stole it, so forth and so on. Between 87 and 89, we would have been able to see Orville Turnquist take the interim leadership for the Free National Movement just before one time. By 1990, mid-1990, we would have seen Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield pass away. And right after that, the succession of being able to find Hubert Alexander Ingram in a position that he was victorious.
He was a free agent.
He was a free agent. Let's be clear about this. I will have a clear conversation.
He was a free agent.
How the former Prime Minister structured this is that he was occupied. This is important from a historical standpoint. The former Prime Minister structured this with a casual conversation and a celebratory mode to say that he was pursued. Now, there's a little bit of haze in there because you don't get the specificity in of the conversation. What happened, based upon history, based upon all these conversations I would have had over the past days, and we can talk about this right now. What happened is that the former Prime Minister was expelled from the PLP.
Why do you use the word expelled?
Because it was expelled, it was expulsion.
Somebody said he was kicked out.
Okay. It was expelled. When you get expelled, you don't have no options of coming back. That's expelled. That's expulsion. Perry Gladstone Christie, in his particular capacity, you could remember historically, if you wasn't living during the time, enough older fellas would tell you that he said that he would swim to his vomit to get back to his party. Okay.
You're going some places.
I just am I accurate?
No, you are.
Okay, let's do this now. So, former Prime Minister found himself nestled back in the organization, and Hubert Alexander Ingram was a free agent. The paper that they had during that time was called The Beacon.
Yes.
The Beacon newspaper was really an anti-PLP paper. Come on now, let's talk about this. And in this particular capacity, former Prime Minister Perry Christie, former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram was responsible, and other persons would have been, I ain't got to call out other persons' names, but they were responsible for putting this information out. As a result of this, Hubert Ingram, like all of us know, is a brilliant political mind. He was engaged by Cecil Wallace Whitfield to join the organization. And as a result of that, they petitioned him to become leader. If it was not for that invitation, he would have been a political nomad with no party, unless he created one for persons to follow.
And he tried.
And he tried. Let's be clear about this history, okay? We don't just want to say that, okay, they ran after him. Now, as we look at that, Adrian, let's go now. As we look at this, and we identify this, it seems as though history must repeat itself. Most recently on my show, I put 10 names on the table. to tell you these are qualified, capable persons within the Progressive Liberal Party whose name has been circulating, not that I come up with, whose name has been circulating as the potential of who's next in the organization.
In which one?
In the PLP.
Oh, okay.
So we named 10 people. No, not in the FNM.
Oh, okay.
Not in the FNM.
Okay.
In the PLP.
Okay.
We named 10 names, at least 8 of them, in the cabinet of the Bahamas right now, inclusive of women. I ain't got to go into the specificity. We ain't got to call nobody name.
I can call a couple.
No, but we ain't gonna do that because everybody, well, Howard, why you ain't calling my name? I ain't into that. Anyway, 10 names that's circulating.
You're amazing.
I decent, right? 10 names that's circulating. I name all 10 of the names on my show. I get 1 million calls. Howard. Don't fight me. Now, out of these 10 names we identified, there's only one man the Prime Minister can throw his shoulder over, throw his hand around, and say, we ain't calling no names. I don't know who the Prime Minister is going to choose.
That's a mess.
I don't know who the Prime Minister will choose. We have seen historically, leaders have identified internally, I want this man to be the next leader.
Let's wrap this, because I can tell you, right? Let me say this to you, right? Mr. Ingram was very, very precise on how you want to handle his business, right? If he believes that somebody's going to come from the outside in, rather than somebody who's already on the inside to lead the Free National Movement, he's selling a dream. Secondly...
Hold on. In the room with Ingram and everyone else, former Prime Minister Ingram, as they celebrated, was everybody in the FNM.
That's the point I'm making.
And he said to everybody in the FNM, go find someone just to study in the room then.
So I'm telling you, the person in the room.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you now.
He's selling a dream if he believes someone coming in.
Hold on, you can't say that.
He's selling a dream.
Hold on.
Don't think what I could say, this talk.
No. Let me tell you why. 3 of those potential 10 people applied to the FNM first.
Listen.
Okay, let's go.
Here's a challenge, right? I think you said it right initially. The PLB's bench is very deep.
Deep bench.
The PLB
qualified.
You have a president, deputy prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have a bona fide superstar in Golden Gates.
Mm-hmm.
You have a veteran superstar in Engliston.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 of the best right there who can go in. I don't think...
You ain't finished yet, though.
Rookies.
You ain't finished yet.
No one chooses a captain who's a rookie. So no rookies are qualified for this.
Okay.
No rookies are qualified.
Hold on.
Listen.
You're getting deep.
No rookies are qualified for this.
Okay.
That should send you a message right there.
Okay, so you got to cut off 5 out of 10.
No rookies are qualified for this.
5 out of 10.
You have, I believe, in my humble opinion, based on time spent in politics all my life, you have 3 persons right now who have the potential. Chester Cooper, Glennis Hanna Martin, and Pierre Glover.
To be the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party.
When you consider that, then Ingram can have his fantasies.
So the other 7?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's
talk. He can have his fantasies after that.
Okay.
Ingram cannot have a fantasy unless he could actually take on those 3. All fantasies are over.
But I'm saying to you now that if the former Prime Minister, as we wrap this up...
If someone decided to defect and go there, then maybe...
Okay, now, no, let's talk now. Let's talk. As the former Prime Minister sits in this room and look around at the Free National Movement members with the aspirations that exist in this room, the Prime Minister said not only to Michael Pintard, but to Dwayne Sands, to Shannon Cartwright, to Andre Rollins, to everyone that existed in that room,
they losers.
Go and look for a leader that can win for you.
Listen.
Now,
who's voice one of his farmers?
Fred Mitchell.
Who's voice one of his farmers?
I don't know. Fred Mitchell.
People don't even remember who comes second.
No, nobody remembers second.
Jesus, man.
Fred Mitchell.
You're talking about the second.
Let me say this.
Remember who comes second?
2 seconds. Fred Mitchell has said something that was strong on his voice note. He said, we don't know whether or not the former Prime Minister is alluding to himself to find someone that can win for you. And you know who could win for you.
I'll tell you what.
Because I've won for you before.
Ingram will not go away. He will not go away. Many persons believe that if push comes to shove tomorrow, there are 2 points I think will be in Ingram's head. And I will leave this as I got to get to my show. I'll leave this. He's either speaking of himself or he's speaking about Chicago 9.
Now, you had to bring your cousin in that. I want that.
You call Chicago my cousin?
Because he's a cousin. He's a good cousin. You always say that. You think these people ain't want that? You think they ain't know?
I tell you what I believe the man speaking of.
Yeah, I like it.
Something from the outside.
I like it.
Something from the outside. Who's on the outside?
I like
Chicago
it.
is.
I like it. I like it.
So, Ingram is very loyal to Chicago. Chicago is very loyal to Mr. Ingram.
But Ingram had shown a sense of loyalty to Dwayne Sands also.
Yeah, but he's a loser. He don't win anything.
Yeah, but
thanks for coming.
Ingram knew that.
Dwayne Sands doesn't win anything.
He lost the first two, and
he doesn't win anything. He doesn't win anything. He's on the Usain Bolt.
No, he ain't a Usain Bolt.
He's not a Usain Bolt.
No,
he's not even a Gatling.
Yeah, he may be a Derrick Rose.
Dwayne Sands, yeah.
He may be a Derrick Rose.
No, he may be a listen, he can't win. Dwayne is not a winner. What you want? You want winners, man. People want winners. I put for the Celtic, why? They're winners.
In New York? You need to stop right Ladies and gentlemen, that's the show.
Let's get out of here. Let me go do.
I want to thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. You done got the show excited for the last couple of minutes. That's it for us here at The Rundown. Be sure you stay locked on the ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. is the final newscast in the country with the latest in information and news with Corvell Pyfrom. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm Howard Grant. And thanks so much for joining us.
I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Inagua National Park spans over 183,000 acres of breathtaking wetlands and coppice on the southernmost island of the Bahamas. Although it is internationally known as the site for the world's largest breeding colony of West Indian flamingos, they are not the only stars here. A profusion of birds grace Inagua, providing a kaleidoscope of color and sound. In addition to the birds, the park's varied ecosystems provide ideal habitats for a diverse population of flora and fauna. Wild donkeys trot among the coppice, freshwater terrapins inhabit the ponds, and a natural bonsai forest on the park's southern boundary